Hi, it's TR back with another truck camper restoration video. Today we're going to be building these mounts that will go on the frame, so when the jacks come up they'll meet these mounts which will hold the camper in the truck bed, eliminating the need for tie downs. Alright, time for some outright honesty. I haven't welded much in my life, and I haven't had a welder for about 15 years, well, since I sold my Shoshone house, which was what, I don't even remember. It was a long time ago. So I ended up buying a welder. I got on YouTube and I started looking around to see which of the welders would be a good hobbyist welder. I don't need anything fancy. I don't need to spend $2,000. Those of you that have watched my channel for a while know I took a class on welding this last year. And I was thinking about getting a decent sized welder, but I just don't see the need for it. So I ended up going with this Thulium. I saw it on, I think it was DeBoss, their channel. I saw it on a couple of other channels where guys had reviewed it. It looks like a decent welder. Of course, you know, they have guys that have been welding for 40 years working with it. I haven't welded anything for a long time. So we're going to see how this works out. But I'm just going to unbox this here real quick. There's the gun. Here's the unit itself. I think it weighs about 6 pounds or something like that. Runs on 110. This will be the Stinger. It's pretty lightweight, but we're not talking about a lot of amperage here. I think 135 is about the max you're going to get out of this. I think it'll burn 1/8 inch rod. Okay, I'm getting ready to fabricate these jack mounts, and I have to cut 2 pieces of this. This is 4-inch Schedule 40 steel pipe. This diameter right here matches the diameter that we want for the holder. When the pipe on the jack crimps up, it clamps against this, so it gives us a little bit of extra clearance there for it. Got this marked at 2 inches. Let's cut it. The trick is once you get your cut started perpendicular, it'll stay that way if you don't mess around. Let's just say that. So I'm just going to come in here and do this. This thing's jumping around. I gotta get some weight on it. Maybe if I just put the weight on there, that'll stop that from bouncing. All right, let's try this again. Now you probably can't see, can you? Oh well, that's the way it works. This is likely to be hot as hell. I'll just grab a glove here. I'll take apart my little makeshift vise here. Now I need 4 pieces of this, 3 inches long. Okay, I gotta cut these in half, so I'm gonna brace them down to the bench here. We'll find the middle here. And to be honest with you, I'm just kind of eyeballing it anyway. That looks pretty good. Didn't get that one quite as close as the last one, but it's pretty close. Okay, good morning, it's a new day. I don't know how much of this will make it on YouTube, but just me sitting here practicing some more with this flux core. I've been adjusting the voltage a little bit. I want to check that now and see where we're at. I'm going to come back up to, go to 0 and just sit there and try that. This is 1/4 inch angle iron. I'm just going to practice a fillet weld. I got a little bit too much stick out. We'll just trim this off just a touch. Let's see now. I need to get over here where I can see. About like that. There we go. When did the wire stop? Better check that. Don't set that there where it's hot. That would be stupid. I'm just continuing to run some practice speeds here. My consistency could use some work, but I'm getting there. This metal might be getting a little hot. Just cleaning things up here, getting ready to put this guy away. You know, overall for my first time of flux core welding, I feel like it turned out okay. I've got everything fabricated here. It turned out pretty good. They're not pretty, but I think it's structurally sound. It feels like it. I banged on him quite a bit. I couldn't get him to, you know, break loose. Overall, this machine worked okay. I did buy wire from Tulayam, I guess that's how you say it, thinking I wouldn't have trouble with it. And yesterday, as you saw on some of the video, it had feed for a while and then it stopped. And what was happening is the wire was getting caught underneath this. It was a mess. And so I had to stop. I'd have to clean that crap up and then restart it. But when the wire fed, it fed pretty good and it seemed like it ran okay. And by the way, this isn't sponsored. I bought this out with my own money. The other thing that maybe is a little bit annoying to me was this parameter button. You have to touch it really fast. It doesn't work with a glove on. You have to really do it with just a bare hand to be able to change the parameters. And then it wasn't clear to me what voltage this thing was welding at. There's a voltage adjustment. I got the hang of it. On the voltage adjustment, it went from -3 to +3. But I never could really find documented anywhere what the actual, say, 0 voltage was. Obviously, you cool it off by making it negative. You heat it up by making it positive. I found that most of the welding I was doing yesterday, I was somewhere between 1.2 and 2.5, depending upon the thickness of the material. Overall, it did the job. I'm happy with it. Now, why did I buy a tool? Because I did just buy this. First off, there's other welding projects I've been wanting to do around the house here, and I just didn't have a welder, and I couldn't make up my mind, and then I got pushed into having to make a decision to fabricate these mounts. So I reached out to the Stabil Lift company, they're up in Kalispell, Montana, and actually talked to the owner, who said he had shut the company down basically this last fall. I initially found the telephone number on his website, but when I went back to get some information to share with you here, I noticed his website had been turned off. So I went over to the Wayback Machine on archive.org, and on July 25th of 2022 was the last day that it was scanned, and so I'm showing you here the offerings that he had at that time. Also a promo video that I found pretty fun, and so I'm sharing a little bit of that with you here.
I'm Dalton Peters. I've just invented a new product that we call Stabil Lift.
I'll give you 3 words that'll make or break any camping experience: safety, comfort, and convenience. This product addresses all 3. It's a revolutionary design in a camper lifting system called the Stabil Lift.
But I talked to him and I says, I need to know what the frame mounts look like. He says, oh, I got a drawing of that. It's kind of rough, but you'll get the idea. And he sent this to me, and I'm showing it to you now. And it was rough, but it did convey to me what I needed to do to build this. And so, being an old CAD guy, I went to drafting school way back in the 80s. And I worked as an architectural draftsman, mechanical, machines, civil, structural, steel. I did pretty much all of it over a period of like 8 years until I finally decided to go back to school. I guess the long story is that I've been drafting for many, many years. I've got drawings of the house here. I've got drawings of the camper. You name it, I'll sit down and draw it up, you know, in my off time. I was able to model up and do the drawing that you see here. As a thank you to the owner of the company who sent me the hand-sketched napkin drawing, I sent him that drawing to say thanks, and he had written back on a text to say, you know, thanks so much, now I look like I know what I'm doing. So anyway, that's the story behind the mounts. I think they're going to work great. I'll show you real quick. The astute eye among you will note that these are symmetrical, okay, 2x4. You'll see that there's a little bit of heat warping in here. I got them kind of hot, but the welds look pretty good. Those are ground painted, of course, but the welds turned out pretty good, but I did get them pretty hot. But what I did here is that you'll note this one's not symmetrical, and there is one spot over on the frame up on the driver's side front that I needed to offset this to make it fit. And of course it doesn't have holes drilled in it yet because I got to try to get in there and figure out where I'm going to put it. There's a slot in the frame, and part of the frame that I'm going to mount it to is actually the part that goes up and holds the bed of the pickup itself. Anyway, it's going to be a good solid mount, but I had to offset this a little bit to make sure that it fit properly. So my evaluation of this is, as a stick welder, I am not, the jury's out. Now, I haven't stick welded for 40 years, probably since high school, so has it been 40? And maybe getting closer to 50. But I haven't stick welded for a long time, so I sucked at it. I did get some 60-13 beads to run. I struck out with 70-18, but I was using 1/8 inch rod. I had this thing cranked up as far as it would go. It had an arc boost, to start arc boost, some setting in here that I had turned all the way up, and I still was struggling on striking an arc. I had solid ground. I mean, you know, everything should have been right. But as far as a flux core welder, it was good. It worked good. It was easy to use. And within about 20-30 minutes of laying beads, I was able to successfully lay down some decent beads. I'm just working on putting these brackets on the truck. And all right, let's get this fit in here. Right, I'm going to have to knock the corner off this bracket so that it'll fit. Need to angle that off. All right, let me go cut that off. All right, so I just knocked the corner of this off.
All right, that's gonna do it. Excellent. Right there, maybe. Let's see, does that look perpendicular? It's pretty close. If I can get that clamped. Perpendicular and clamped all at the same time. Okay, now let's see if I can Alrighty, one more to go.
Here's the jack system at work. What I've done here is I've just extended the jack a little bit to stabilize the camper. It's a little rocky when it's just sitting on the truck, so I found that I just extend the jacks out till it lifts a little bit of the weight off the truck and it settles right down. It takes about 30 seconds to retract the jacks here, and you'll see as I zoom up how it's connecting with the mounts we've built here in this video. So if you like this video, give me that thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, do subscribe, ring the notification bell. Until we get together for the next truck camper restoration video, peace.
That's all there is to that.